Hello. Hello, Star Voyagers. Welcome back. Tuesday, right? Believe it's Tuesday. I guess I was a no-show yesterday. I haven't picked up the game since Saturday night. Haven't been playing anything. Next game should be Frostpunk. Hey, Dragoon. I know what that is. Happy Tuesday. Well, hope so. Yeah, I probably was on a little after the stream on Saturday, but that was it. We'll see where we're at. I don't think I want to do any base building. I don't really know what we're gonna do. I don't think I want to do any base building. Survival sim game, huh? What do you like about it? So when we load up here, we'll see where we're at. I think I just want to, I don't know, clear out inventory, make sure cargo pack's full, and just go somewhere. Anywhere, doesn't matter. Just go find a random planet and start running. Post-apocalyptic world, or it's gotten too cold. Well. Not much is grabbing me, man, these days. Now I'm struggling to put my put one foot in front of another. This is just plain good. Well, that's good. That is good. I'm to just drop this glass up there. I guess I kind of do. Are you playing it right now? Or lately? Or you just have your eye on it? Maybe Doom. Here. There's no getting out of this one unscathed. I guess that goes for both of us. I don't recommend trying to find the game that's going to hit the mark for me. The hypothetical correct next game. That's... whew, I wouldn't even try that right now. But, I don't know if you meant the, Doom, the... Played Doom. Frostpunk. You beat. So it has an end, huh? well, Dragoon. I'm not. I'm. Maybe I'll check some out. Not doing very good at following up on all the things. I keep telling people, yeah, I'll check that out. I'll check that link. I'll look at that thing. I'll watch that video. If I'm being honest, I don't these days. Not much, anyways. I'll try to keep Frostpunk in mind, maybe take a look. No, not really. No, we're not base building. I'm leaving, no. We're not base building. I just wanted to clean up my inventory. I haven't been on since the other day, so... Wanted to get some things in order before we go nowhere. I don't have anywhere for us to go. But we're going. We're gonna leave here. Hello, misbehave. Popped up to say hi. Sinks in to lurk. Hope you have a good lurk wherever you are. See you pop up. Thanks for everybody. Good to see you guys. Sorry I was a no-show yesterday. Kind of a no-show today, but technically. One planet. Hard to see, it's so bright. One interesting thing about systems with single planets, it seems to affect the way the game generates content and spawns. What do I mean? You go to a system that has, let's take a green, a red, or a blue star as a possibility of exotic worlds, at least in Euclid. You have to be in one of those colored star systems to have a chance of exotic worlds. Well, there are things that... I don't even know how best to describe this, and it's probably documented somewhere on a wiki nice and clear. I'm not going to describe anything nice and clear, so don't think you're getting that. I'm just thinking about what I've observed, which is in planets with single... in systems with single planets, a lot of the POIs that might not spawn on whatever type of planet that is kind of get forced to. If the system has an economy, it's going to need trade outposts. Whatever planet is in this system is going to have trade outposts. That doesn't mean they'll be busy. People will actually land there, but single planet systems with economies will spawn trade outposts and minor settlements and things on the planet that's there, or at least in my experience. Let's see. Could that be untrue? Could this be a lifeless planet with nothing and there's an economy, but it's only on the space station? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Parched planet. Okay, so it's a hot world. Not super hot. Desert hot. And surely it'll have a trade outpost. Red brig. Red brig. The icon for the space station, depending on position and distance, can be large enough to cover the tractor beam and porthole. Docking bay. And sometimes you can approach a space station from the opposite side.
Just came in over a secure channel.
Wait, 14? With 14. DJ, cheers. Here's to you out there. Thank you very much for all your support. You're all right out there. Deadly Focus. Rolled a good name. That hauler. I don't know if there's anything I actually want to work on. I mean, need a few more bits of standing with the Merchants Guild. Keep on that. 14 months in a row, you got mugged by Twitch. Yeah, no one came to your defense. What's that about? Man. Mugged you in a dark alley, huh? Wonder what the view looks like inside a Gex head with 4 eyes. Low-level pirates for the Merchants Guild. There's some standing. More low-level pirates for the Merchants Guild. More standing. Locate a missing person. I don't usually like doing those, but for the Merchants Guild. Also, I am without a purpose, so I'm fine just doing whatever. Anything else overlap? Well, a Predator for Thermic. Okay, it's for Thermic. That's good. Fusion Core. Is that... Fusion Accelerant is the... Yeah, Fusion Core isn't what it sounds like. That's not the crafting item we want, right? I could use some more semiconductors to turn into superconductors. I can make them, but whatever. There's some freebies. I don't want to do the raiding a harvester right now, just for units too. Wings. Let's see what... We gotta see what guns up here. If there's a multi-tool of any note. Hey, it's an exotic. What the fuck? It's an exotic, or experimental multi-tool. Whoa. Hey, that's cool. What's it gonna be? It's an A-class. Well, shit. That's neat. I know we've got a 24 slot, but I might be willing to take an 8 slot hit. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's an A, and it's pretty sweet. I think I'm gonna end up buying that thing. Let me see where we're at. Wow, wasn't expecting to find a cool gun. What I was about to say was that I finally saw and like an experimental weapon the other day, and it looked like a normal gun, pistol, small, the white ones, and then it just had like a crystal sticking out of the top. And it was a C class, and it wasn't very good. That was, I guess it would have been last week, because the last time I was in game was Saturday. But this is straight up something else. Gravity Blaster, Mark 11. Even though we have an S-class weapon, I'm probably gonna want to trade up. Let's see. Because there's just so much we don't need. So much we don't need. But I do need... We don't even really need the scanner mods anymore, because money is not such an issue. But potentially we put in, like, I don't know, the advanced mining beam and 3 scanner mods. Or what am I? No, the mining beam, advanced mining beam, 3 beam mods, 3 scanner mods. I don't know. That's fine. I think we can do it. Get this thing. Spent enough time with my S-Class rifle. I never filled all the slots. We got a plasma launcher back in here, whether we mod it or not. Bolt caster. Sorry, I'm starting to mod the bolt caster. I don't know why. Whether or not we even keep it in there. Yeah, so 3 scanner mods. And I had the pulse spitter and 3 pulse spitter mods. Advanced mining laser and 3 mining laser mods. Pulse launcher and 3 pulse launcher mods. How much of that was I actually using? Well, the pulse spitter was kind of cool. I can totally do without it. Yeah, when will you see one like it again? Well, this one should respawn here. Always. Or nearly always. Saves and spawn table manipulation notwithstanding. So it's not going anywhere. It's kind of like the ships. They're tied to the... I don't fully understand all the details, but they're tied to the seed of the system. So in this system, on the space station, the gravity blaster Mark 11 spawns. I didn't know that until we just walked up to it, and that's awesome. I mean, it looks cool. I still think I'm going to do it. I'm just trying to go through the paces of if we're ditching a 24-slot S-Class weapon. Just, you know, going through the paces. If it were for... I think I can do 16 slots, and I like the look of it. It's cool. Something new and different and cool. So. Plus, it's a reason to go running around shopping, hop to some other systems, replace some of those mods, decide what we want to put in there. We're going to want one functional weapon. You know, it doesn't have... I've killed myself a lot of times with the plasma launcher. It's very powerful, but I think I could do without it, and the death it keeps causing. We could go with a just a straight bolt caster. That's fine. Or a pulse spitter and some mods, but I don't think we're gonna do pulse spitter mods, plasma launcher mods, bolt caster mods. Somewhere along there, something's gonna get dropped. But I'm gonna want the advanced mining laser, the mining mods, and yeah, honestly, I'm gonna want scanner mods. It's not that I need the money. It's more of a, when it goes ding, I don't want it to show 3,000. I want it to show 400,000. It's just a thing. Look at this. We'll say goodbye to this stuff. Now, here's another thought. I'm not gonna be able to say exactly how we could do this, not correctly. But certain other people show up who can explain it. Maybe we'll get a good... maybe we'll have a mission. Because now that we've seen this A-class, or this weapon on the space station, if we can find an S-class in a... if we can find an S-class somewhere in this system, if we can find an S-class in this system in a minor settlement, different weapon, that's fine. If we can find an S-class... Can't we manipulate... Am I looking at it the wrong way? There's a couple ways you can manipulate it. Like, if we had found this alien weapon in another place in the system, we could... And there was an S-class gun on the space station. We could somehow manipulate it into spawning on the space station as an S-class. That's one thing. One of them has to do with auto-saves, and one of them has to do with manual saves. But different things happen depending on the manual save or the auto-save you make after you find whatever in another place. And it affects what spawns on the space station. Or you can... I got lost somewhere in there already. Trying to describe it to you, but also when it was being described to me. But there are ways to manipulate these things, and it should, in theory, be possible to get that weapon to show up as an S-class somewhere in the system somehow. Sound right? Obviously, I'm not going to push to do that right now. It's an A-class. How cool is that? I'll take it. I'll take an A-class alien over this. If we dismantle stuff in this gun first, we're going to get back tech modules and resources. So why not? Let's do it. Let's have a little breakdown party. Organic scope. This was an A-class mod for the scanner that rolled a better fauna analysis reward than most S-class mods. 9,395%. The rest weren't bad either. I eventually was able to find an S-class with 9,421%, but it actually took a few rebuys. Most look more like that. 67, 79, there's different numbers, but 9,000 on an A. The pulse spitter. Early in this playthrough, we talked about making a pulse spitter, but it needed deuterium to make it, and the recipe for deuterium either mislisted or wasn't working or something, and I never looted enough deuterium to make one until eventually. Started getting deuterium from, I don't know what sources, but somehow we have more days. Cobalt. The pulse spitter mods were never that great. The damage numbers were low. You get a little bit of extra damage, so with 3 mods, you're still at less than a 30% damage boost. Clip size goes up, fire rate goes up, reload time goes down. That's all nice, but the mods, and similarly for the boltcaster, never added much damage. Even less for the boltcaster, 3-4%. Plasma launcher. Great weapon. The mods add bounce potential 100% to 300% bounce potential. Velocity of the projectile increases, damage goes way up, and the radius of the explosion goes up enough that you have about a 33% larger splash damage radius once it's all modded. I think I'm on my 5th, they call it generations when you die and respawn in this game. Generation. I think 4 or all of those deaths were from killing myself with the plasma launcher, one way or another. I'm going to launch it at something, and something flies in front. The sentinel hits the sentinel, splash damage, dead. But more of them were the bounce. Accidentally fire a plasma grenade, or on purpose, and it bounces, and I panic and try and jetpack away in time, but no, it bounces back and splash damage, kill. Beam. I've never looked too closely at these. You add 3 S-class mods to your mining beam, and you can mine for a long time before it overheats, and you get more for it. That's about what it is. Module, carbon nanotubes. Is there anything we can't break down? There we go. Can't break down the mining beam. We can break the scanner. We break the visor. Oh my god. We just turned this into nothing. Memories of Lightning. Guess I never renamed it. Hardy har. Why does it look like the price for... Why did the price come down? It was saying 2-point-something million, and now that I destroyed everything in my gun, they want less for it. How did the value of the weapon go up? What? I'm sure I'm misreading something. But, yeah, we're going from a 24-slot S-class to a 16-slot A-class because alien weapon, which is stumbled into. Then we could talk about how to get this thing to spawn. Hey, now, here's an interesting question. If we buy it, before I buy it, a little late now. It's not quite too late, but it's a little late because you got rid of the mods. Why did mods lower the value of my gun? It now costs me less to trade up, which means the value of my gun has apparently gone up. So why did having all those mods in it lower the value? What I'm more interested in is if we buy this, do I screw up its ability to respawn? as something else. Like I buy it out, and then is the space station empty, and like this thing won't spawn again? I don't know how that works. I think maybe if I buy it, that's just it. Still okay with it, but it might mean we'll never be able to manipulate it into spawning again in this system. Like once it's bought, it's bought. It's not how it would work with exotic ships. If it were an exotic ship, buying it's cool. It can spawn again in different forms still. I don't really know how that works with weapons. It could be the same. It was actually going to give you money since you have an S and it's an A.
What do we have here?
Are you sure it was going to pay me?
Must be a new arrival.
Reed, I mean, that makes sense, but Reed, Gabriel, thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard. Okay, if you say so, Colonel. If it was going to pay me, okay. I didn't get that impression, but I might have just misread it. I thought it was asking me for 2.2 mil to upgrade. But I know, that's my point. It would only make sense. But what I'm seeing does not make sense. What I'm seeing contradicts what I saw. I mean, what you're describing and sensible numbers. That's exactly why I'm asking, because it doesn't make sense that the numbers would go the other way. Anyways, you can roll back if you want to. You can roll the VOD back and check. I probably won't. So there's my last moment of hesitation with this. If we were going to... Thanks for joining us and popping up. You don't happen to know much about weapon spawns, do you? Enough detail to know if I'm going to screw up the potential for this cool weapon to spawn again as an S-class, if I in fact buy it now. Let me do a little Google searching before we buy this. There's two things we can do about having just gutted my other weapon. We can just reload the save. This gravity blaster's not going anywhere. But I can find out though. Loading, multi-tool spawns. It's not the right time for me to go reading this, but I don't want to screw up an opportunity. If buying this changes the way things work, then I can wait. Okay, so here's one. Now this is a month-old post, and I'm not cross-referencing info here, so I might be reading good, bad info sources, but just glancing at some stuff here.
Message for you, Commander. Just came in over a secure channel.
Hey, Reed. Or do you prefer to go by Reed or Gabriel or both? Thank you. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you for the sub support above and beyond. It was Colonel gifting a sub. Thank you, Colonel. Cheers to you both. Yeah, how do you like that? How do you like that? I had to look in both places. Yo, Jack. That was most kind of you. Cheers. Okay, so what I'm reading says, part of what's going on is, when you check the space station in a system like we just did, the class of the multi-tool in the cabinet is the class the cabinet will always display. So we just found an A class, happens to be an alien weapon. But putting aside the alien part for now, it's an A class. So there will always be an A class here. If this is correct, there will always be an A class. In this system, in the space station, always be an A class. There are ways to manipulate it into changing what weapon is here. So, is that to say that the only way we could find an S-class of this... I'm going to do some more reading, but thinking out loud... It's the only way to get an S-class of this alien in this system to hope that we find it in a... in another place? Small colony, my brain's failing. Hey, Eva! Good to see you. Oh, I hope everyone's doing all right. Oh, sorry, I'm just sitting on this screen, but I'm reading some stuff about this. So, I know there's like a couple different ways people farm multi-tools, and this is a bad time for me to go reading about it. But, being that we just found this A-class alien on a space station, this is not the ideal setup for the for one of the common manipulations. Trying to get this, but
Message for you, Commander. Just came in over a secure channel.
Colonel, are you you're on a gifting spree? Gifted a sub to Queen Eva. It is most generous of you, and most kind indeed. Colonel, thank you again. Cheers to you both. All right. What I'm reading now basically starts with farming for a good S-class by finding an S-class, any S-class, in a space station first. That's not what we're doing here. We ran into an alien weapon. That's a different situation. There's some cool looking alien weapons, huh? I guess the only thing I'm worried about right now is, do I screw up spawns by buying this out? I could just find out the answer to that, like... Thanks, Jack. Just buy it. Nice. Few equipped tech modules. I don't know if you just got here. The S-Class was all... I just destroyed all the mods in it a minute ago. I don't know if you saw. It improved the stats. If you mean the percentages... Yeah, I get... Yeah. It shows different percentages there. It did. If you wanted to see it, you could roll back the VOD a few minutes. It was full of mods. I just destroyed them all. Nothing to be sorry about. I can reload a save if we want them back. It's easy enough. I'm just, look, there's not a problem here. There's nothing's wrong. We're all good. I can buy that, not buy that. We can reload the save, not reload the save. We can go jump off into space and float away. It doesn't matter. It's all good. I'm trying to find something out that no one here knows the answer to, so I'm trying to find it online. And I'm sorry if we sit here for 20 minutes while I try to do that. If anyone knows the answer, feel free to share. Trying to find out something specific about the spawn tables for weapons in the system, since it's kind of the inverse of what a lot of people are doing when they're trying to farm for a cool looking weapon like this. I can't quite get the answer I'm looking for, so I'm still looking. Sorry. Hello, Captain. You might know the answer to the question. Since we just stumbled into something cool looking, Captain says, "Hello, world." Just dismantled all the mods in my multi-tool. Because even though it's not an S-class, look what we just found. It's kind of cool, right? But it's 16 slots, you know, and I think I can fit in 16, but my wait until see if your hearer just popped up to say, hey. There's this masturbating tin, huh? Hello. Is that a name change from someone, or hi? Yes, do tell. Yeah, Reed, it was an alien multi-tool. I've never seen one like it in game, so it's a rare opportunity to talk about the spawn tables and how to manipulate them. So, Captain, before you freestyle, I have a very related question, but something that I just specific part of that I'm wondering. All right. Well, yeah. Before you wall it texted, my question is, if we were to buy this A-class now, does it screw up the opportunity to get this to spawn in the system as an S-class? That's my initial question. Is it safe to buy this now? Can we still get it to spawn as an S-class later if we're willing to jump through all those hoops? Or is this like, I don't know how much like the ship spawns it is. Is it like the exotic ships? You can get multiples of the same model in a system. I was just reading something about how the class on the space station is static, etc., but you're not positive, but your hunch is that it will make no difference to planetary spawn tables. A strong hunch. That's pretty good. Well, let's talk it out a little further. Maybe I'll go stare at some of the ships coming in while we talk about this. So what we don't want to do is the manipulation of the planetary tables to change what's on the station, because all that will accomplish, check me on this, because all that will accomplish is getting other weapons, not that one, to show up on the space station as an A-class. What's on the space station is an A-class, and from what I was reading, it will always be an A-class on the space station. So if we manipulate the spawn tables by visiting other planets in the system, and then come back here to check, we're just going to see different weapons, and they're going to be A. So no good there. So coming back to walls of text, what do you know about the spawn tables on the planets in the system and their potential to contain the alien weapon that we just saw on the space station? You're saying, so now you do it in reverse. Okay, I could take a few guesses, but... no analysis visor installed. I removed my analysis visor because I was trading the weapon. Alright, we gotta put the analysis visor back at least so I can look at the ships that are here. Alright, that's a trip. So, what do you mean you take it? You may need to rephrase. You take the alien pistol from the station to the planets and check locations. You may have to say this a few different ways, but are we looking for a minor settlement that happens to have an S-class? If we find a minor settlement somewhere in this system with an S-class, can we do a reverse manipulation? Like, say we put a beacon by it so we know which one has the S-class, and then we reload the game from scratch so that we get this sucker to spawn in the space station again, and then we autosave or manual save, whichever one does the manipulation, and then we go back to our beacon on the planet that has the S-class and a minor settlement, and in theory, we'll have taken the alien rifle with us from the space station to the minor settlement that spawns an S-class. So is the class tied to the location? If we find a minor settlement that has an S-class, it'll always have an S-class, and if we find a minor settlement that has a C, it'll always have a C. I think it's a rifle. It's a 16-slot rifle. I think it's a one-handed rifle. It's not a... Yeah, I mean, look, it's got a... I think that counts as a rifle. Has a big scanner bonus, though. But it has more of a damage bonus than my S-class rifle, so I'm thinking it's a rifle. It has the full bonus. It has better damage bonus, better mining bonus, better scanner bonus. So I don't know how that rolls. I'm pretty sure that's a pistol. Well, I'm not too worried about it. I've seen, and I could even take us to a system that has a 24-slot with that, not alien, but I mean, just because it looks small, doesn't mean it can't have 24 slots. A 16 slots is very low. Yeah, well, now we're getting into the gray area. Not too worried about that. I'm more interested in the process, the manipulation we were talking about. Don't worry about the rest of it. I'm not worried about the rest of it. Doesn't really matter to me. Besides, I'm cool with 16 slots. The reason I wanted to start with the question of, am I going to screw things up on the spawn tables by buying this right now, is because I'm happy to buy this now and then farm for an S-class later. Or buy it now and then farm for an S-class now. But if buying this takes it off the tables, then I would hesitate. You know, I'm not in that... I'm more interested in understanding than needing a certain outcome. So, okay, that's kind of the answer I want to hear, but let me press you on that. You're looking forward to the answer. Well, we may or may not get an answer. I'm going to buy it, I think, before we're done here in a few minutes. But we may or may not get an answer, because even if we go looking for an S-class minor settlement, if we decide to spend stream time on that, doesn't mean we're going to find one. But there are some things we could test, and there's a question I want to press you on, Captain. If we buy that gun, and then I quit the game and reload the game, there's going to be an empty terminal there, isn't there? It's going to be empty. It's not going to respawn the alien rifle immediately. It's going to be empty. Will it ever respawn on the space station, or will the space station be forever empty? That's kind of my original question. That's part of it. It's why I'm worried about it disappearing off the tables, is because isn't that what happens if you buy a gun on a space station? The slot will be empty forevermore. That space station will never spawn another gun. well, just thinking of different ways we can manipulate this, deliberately test and manipulate this. Here's one. We could... If we want two different saves, like if I want a manual save and an auto save so that I can kind of manipulate them both, how do you intend to mark this system so you can come back to farm later? I just check its name. Not that hard to do. We don't forget it. Yeah, I can drop a base in the system too. Look, it's not, I don't want to make this into the biggest deal thing. It's a cool looking gun. I should just buy the thing. But what I'm a little concerned about is missing the opportunity to farm if I want to and understand better how things work. So I'm tempted to reload my autosave where we landed here, where I still have my weapon intact because we don't need to buy this right away and I don't think it's going anywhere from the space station. I mean, now that we've found it, it's the weapon in the space station. Just because we can manipulate, let's say we went down to a planet and went to a minor settlement and saw a different gun, and then we come back here and we go, oh my god, where's the alien rifle? It's gone. It's this ugly thing from the planet. It doesn't matter. We quit the game, we reload. If it's not back then, it will be back. It's the gun that spawns in the space station now. I may be really fuzzy on all this stuff and confused, but I think I got that part down. This is the space station weapon in this system. Now, I'm a little less sure about if we buy it, whether it can still spawn other places. So the first thing we could test is just load that autosave and watch it disappear and defy all known logic, and it won't be there. That'll be fine, too. But yeah, we could drop a base on a planet, and yeah, that's easy. It's really not worried about it. There's only one planet in this system. Planet that would be on. Picked up a bunch of missions. I guess I just don't get the sense that we quite have a lock on these, understanding how the reverse works. Yeah, one planet system. There's not a lot of tables to mess with. Complicated decision. I suppose. I mean, how many minor settlements could you actually find on a planet? I bet you could find dozens if you just fly. You're not gonna be able to scan for them, but if you just fly over the planet's surface, there can be a lot. That's why you wouldn't eventually be able to find one. They're really persistent. Also scan for monuments. Sometimes they offer guns as rewards from the same tables. They use the same loot tables as say it's a complex process doing it this way around. I'm not even worried about the complexity. It's just the unknown of whether or not we're removing it from the table by buying it here now. Alright, tell you what I'm gonna risk. Autosave. Did I even get... Is that autosave from... even in the system? Is that autosave even in the system? 1306. It is a long time ago. It may not even be. I don't know. Hesitate to load that. It's not even about the time. I have been standing around here just running my mouth. Well, that auto. I'm buying the stupid gun because it really doesn't matter. I'm overthinking this, but here's my prediction: it will never respawn here, which is fine because it was never gonna turn into. Anyways, it's fine. Buy the thing. Now, what mods do you all sell here? I need mods from you. But nothing that you got. I have a list that's sitting on a note on a different computer that's not synced anywhere. That, I might want to Dropbox real quick so I can look at it over here, because I have a lot of systems listed where we can find some of the mods I need. Hold on, let me go Dropbox that note. I'll be right back. Alright. So let's see if I can grab that here now. It is a messy note. And, yuck, formatting. Note off of Mac, too. Use a notepad program that can actually see it. And all the line breaks. Alright, so I know where we can find a couple mods. Scanner mods if I want to I don't think I wrote down where mining mods were. They were common enough that I didn't need to write them down. So we could test a few things, quitting, reloading if we wanted to. I don't really want to. I think eventually we'll be able to see that this weapon does not respawn here, and now the question becomes, can we ever see it again in this system? Who knows? Visor, scanner, mining beam. I think I'm gonna want to move the bolt caster. Advanced mining laser. Make a hermetic seal. Hello, Lurkio. What's happening? I said someone's name, Colonel. Lurkio. Yavi, hello. Woke you up, huh? How'd I do that? So if we were gonna put in 3 scanner mods and 3 mining mods, and then I don't know if I want to keep the plasma launcher or ditch it, put in a pulse spitter and mods, but you know, 1 weapon and some mods. Ever tried the combat scope? Does anybody use the combat scope? Is it cool at all? Pulse spitter. I could grab some deuterium off the freighter if we want to remake the pulse spitter. Before we even go check out the planet here, I want to get a few mods for that. Let's do some system hopping. S7, hello. Thank you. Lizards as apex civilization? Not really. They did think they were. The owls or the lizards are not what they seem. The world is full of delusions. My notes here. Come on, let's go space stations. Roll back to the start of my list and just see if any of these. I'm even gonna find some of what I'm looking for. They may have worked their way off the list. And you were saying we should drop a base just in case this one we just visited drops off the list, right? Okay, we'll do that. Like, I suppose that would be slightly more prudent. We could drop a base in the system just to make sure we've... But I don't think we're ever going to see... Somehow, I don't think we're ever going to see that weapon again. Besides the one we bought, which is just fine. Just fine. Felt the vibe floating in the air, huh? All right then. I haven't really for a few days. I hadn't turned the game on since Saturday night. I am lost in a different sort of headspace. Hey, Luke. Damaged machine. This may or may not be at a minor settlement. Speaking of, it could be at an observatory or something else. Like an observatory. Trouble with the community event on experimental? Is there some reason they haven't rolled out the third week? On live, I wondered. The community event. I know, kind of unamazing, but I'd like to see him do it. System restart initiated. Repairs complete. If this Gek wants to give us a mission, I'm not going to take it, but I am going to see if he wants to give us a mission or something else. Pheromones, mission, no thank you. Pheromones aren't that good. Even though, this multi-tool even have... Okay, did have the analysis visor. There's no scanner mods. Put the advanced mining laser in, but no mods. Alright, it's very basic. Very basic. Which of the missions did not complete yet? We had a Predator mission, had a Locate mission. As long as we're here, let's do it. They can indeed. We'll keep an eye out. It's only a minute away. We may as well just fly over the surface. But what would we expect at this point? Since I hopped in and out of the ship, I basically auto-saved on the space station. Would we expect a settlement to immediately pick up on the same weapon spawn from the space station? I mean, any predictions? Even just random guesses? With all these pulse engine mods, you really fly so fast over the surface that frame rate aside, I sometimes get the feeling things don't all pop in right. Until you reload, you're carrying around the space station table. Okay, that was a good description. Until you reload, you're carrying around the space station table. And the space station table is a table of one, right? In this case, a table of one, the alien rifle, pistol, whatever. Or is the table technically bigger than the fact that it only spawns a single weapon? Because that doesn't really make sense. Bribe, 50 oxygen. Oh boy, you're a hard sell. So now we got a location, and it may very well be a minor settlement. Ah! There's another plane that should not exist. Look at that ship with it. Ah! Would I get attacked by the system patrol if I tried to shoot that ship on the landing pad? Put it out of its misery. Minor settlement. So this will be interesting. What are we going to see at the minor settlement? An alien pistol of a different class, a different weapon altogether, an empty rack. This is our first look at a minor settlement. We have not reloaded the game. We have dropped an autosave since being on the space station with an alien weapon. But at the very least, we should be able to glean one piece of information from this. Survey says... not the alien pistol. It's a C-class Legacy of Neniyamo. So, I don't know what that says about anything. Again, I'm still wondering in the back of my mind if buying it off the loot table on the space station doesn't affect the loot tables going forwards. Yeah, I don't know. And it also doesn't really matter. Like I said, I was happy. You know how happy I was to find an A-class? I was like this happy, which is like this much happier than I am usually these days. So, you know, that was a plus. Yay, check it out. We found this sweet alien weapon with better damage bonus, mining bonus, and scanner bonus than the S-class I had. I never even filled all the slots in that thing, so I'm pretty pleased with this. Separately, I got hung up on thinking about the loot tables and opportunities squandered and stuff like that. So I'm glad. Good with what we got. We're good there. But it'll be interesting to see if there's any potential for seeing it again. Learning from that. Phil, Trader Phil, you think the space station will stay empty until you warp out and then back again? You've noticed exosuit slots reappearing in space stations you had previously bought them. On the exosuits, me too. Though there seems to be debate among some people about what's supposed to happen, but I've been told that they don't respawn, and then I've noticed what you saw, which is that, yeah, they sometimes respawn. And I'm unclear on what triggers that. Eva, do you like that the particular Gek? Merchant Hin. We have 2 Gek at one of our bases. Maybe it takes a certain amount of time. Well, I expect the space station will be empty when we get back there, regardless of the weapon we just saw in here. 3-4 hours gameplay, a number of jumps, some combination of things, the freighter battle. Yeah. But just for an experiment here, went ahead and made that extra autosave. Were we gonna drop a? We were gonna drop a base somewhere, anywhere. I guess it doesn't really matter where. Canyons. Please don't be a cave. Please have a. Please let me get out the other side. Shit, it's a cave, isn't it? Might have had a way out. But I'd rather not get stuck in a cave with my ship. It would be awkward. I didn't use that beacon. I don't know. I just wasn't really thinking much. It might have led us to another minor settlement even, but... Alright, I'm not scouting a spot for us to build a real base. We're just dropping something, right? We're just dropping something. Weather withered. Does that mean we won't actually get storms? Alright, so now we won't lose the system. Just in case. There's really only one system on my list of things that I wanted to go back to, merchants selling something, that I was unable to locate again on the list. Systems you can jump to. Have predator. I didn't see any creatures yet, but I wasn't really looking. Let's see. You happen to be a predator? What does your future hold? Let's see. Diet is foliage. You get to live. Okay. Look like foragers to me. They eat dihydrogen crystals. Yep, not a predator there either. If you're jumping that much, things start falling off the list pretty quickly. Okay. Yeah, I hear you. These, bipedal, strangely bipedal, what are they? Bipedal foxes? Wait, what are you? What are your heads? Not foxes. Sorry. What? That's a head? Okay. On harmonica, huh? How about on, what am I trying to think of flailing about here? Not a... So the one that sounds like, well, it's a crazy name. Sounds like space noises. Mostly rocks. What's... Come on. Tell me that the name has escaped me here. The professor invented it. Yes, the theremin. Yes, thank you. Theremin. Yes, the theremin. Thank you. Eats oxide elements. I think we got a predator. Look, I see predatory behavior even. Nope, eats Mordite. Just threatens others. Could have sworn you were closing in on him. Well, maybe. Wait, it eats Mordite. Does that mean it kills to get its Mordite? It might mean it's a predator after all. Yeah, wait, it's over a corpse. That is definitely a predator. Sorry. You had your dinner, now we get ours. They used the theremin on Whole Lotta Love. He was. You're right. He was. I'd say I feel bad about it, but I'm too busy feeling awful about other things. So, yeah, Pixels can die. Pixels can die today. Cute and delicious. So we're gonna go on a little hunt for some mods. We're gonna hop space stations, and we won't be... You know, teleporting is not the same as warping in terms of resetting things, right? So, I don't know, even if we're teleporting to 10 different systems, I don't think that will cause anything to respawn here on the space station. I'm gonna look right now and I expect it to be empty. Now, you know, we could also quit and reload the game a few times when we get to one of the systems with one of the mods that I wanted. Empty. I wonder if it won't, you know, if it'll ever respawn anything, but we'll see. We could go buy one of the mods I want, quit and reload, buy it again, quit and reload, buy it again, quit and reload, I don't know. See what we can push into, probably on a timer, so if it were going to, it would probably also involve a timer if it were going to respawn. We needed 13 units of standing with the Merchants Guild still, so there's a few. Some thermic. And some semiconductors. Alright, let's see if I can find one of these systems from early on my list, and maybe I won't be able to. Maybe it'll have been pushed off the list. We're looking for Inakung Yama. Inakung Hama. If only we could alphabetize the ones that are still there. Yeah, so it probably got pushed off the list. Let me see, what else do I have on the list? Scanner. Sage. I might want to drop a base in the system sometime. The Irumama Mom system that we passed by. Irumama Mom. That's the one which had the squid in it. Go drop a bait. While I'm thinking about it, let's go see what they have on their vendors. And then let's go drop a base. Squid base one, something. Just in case I want to find a 20 slot version of that sometime. Because we do have a squid ship. We've got a 17 with 5 tech slots. 17 general slots, 5 tech slots. And it spawns in, it's black and white with zebra stripes, and it spawns in this system. You have anything I need? No. Oh, you don't. Okay. Is that a drop pod? Drop pod. Oh, we don't need those anymore. Donkey. Desert World. Miasmatic. 3 planets. Bird. Be behind. We can just drop a base wherever. Not trying to be picky here, we're just trying to mark the spot so that we don't lose the system. Need to go to the trade outpost, give myself a waypoint, and fly over the ground for a little bit, maybe find a spot to drop a base somewhere between here and there. we'll see a settlement and drop it on that. Nice atmosphere. Yeah, I'm not really going to the trade outpost. Let's see. Well, it's not a terribly exciting world. Dry, dry, dry. Come on, I'll land on top of that. Sure you can. Sure you can. Sure you can. And I won't take no for an answer. Did it say ASCII? Almost. ASCII. I really thought it said ASCII for a second. I would have just kept that. If you want to, we can go check out the, hit up the trade outpost real quick and see if the squid lands there. Right? In case a 20 slot squid lands. Cool looking ship. If you don't want to land there, please land there. Probably not going to land here, though. Fighter, hauler, another hauler. See it in the sky. Alright, so unexciting as it may be, I want to do some system hopping, and you know, forget my list. My list has a bunch of places I can find phase beams and pulse engines, mostly ship stuff. And I had a couple notes on where to find, I guess, class scanner mods. I haven't even been looking at the multi-tool vendors in a long time. So let's just start hopping systems. The ones we already have. Do some teleporter hopping. And see if I can find some mods for the gun. We could also waypoint the system, going with the rifle, and do some warping around. And then come back to it after warping around a bunch, and warp back to it after warping around a bunch, and see if we can see if it respawns anything. See if it respawns that rifle or anything on the space station. Combined your station hopping and alien rifle search with heading towards the galactic core. Do you use the suggested line to give you an approximate direction to hop in when you're checking things out? Rich systems only, of course. I've had some missions take me to other systems. Sure, I've got a mix, but try to mostly head to wealthy systems. You know what? The way it peels them off the back of the list, let's just start at the bottom of the list. It'll sort of pull them to the front, and I don't know what's what. See what's waiting for us when we get there. Well, when you go into the galaxy map, it always places you at a right angle tangent to the core, so you just head right. Okay. Guess if it's consistent, why not? Which may be left for you. I find the galaxy map quite disorienting. So many camera swings and different modes for navigating it. And oh boy, you're just stocking all the goods, aren't you? Okay. Boom! That'd be cool if you get wiped out by an incoming ship. Depending on which side of the galaxy you're on. We never trust the bot. Okay, plasma launcher modules, but I'm really not sure if I want to. I'm thinking no. Like the base plasma launcher we've already got in this gun. If we want to keep it, we can keep it. But I'm thinking pulse spitter. I haven't installed it yet, but if I see pulse spitter mods, I will probably buy those. Unless we want to try an altogether different weapon. Well, I have killed myself with them a handful of times, and I'm not even sure that I've had any deaths that weren't from them. They're combined deaths. I was under attack a few times, but it was the grenades that got me. And a few just pure accidents. Fired them at a bad time, couldn't get away. Wasn't even in combat. Community week 2. It wasn't on stream, but when I was feeding all the creatures, I was surrounded by a herd that I had been feeding for a while, and I didn't understand it was going to cap anyways. I had been feeding them for like 30 minutes, and then I accidentally dropped a plasma grenade and killed us all the animals and myself. And after respawning, there were corpses everywhere. My grave and a bunch of corpses. Hey, there's a scanner module. And a mining module. Beautiful. Scanner? Mining. Well, you know what? We might want to just reload here a couple times, because that's what I need. I need 2 more of each of those. Would also give us an opportunity after reloading the game a few times to go back to the other system and just check to see if it respawned after reloading. Don't expect it to, but... Mining beam. Multi-tool. I think I'm going these 3 slots for the mining beam upgrades, and these 3 slots for the scanner upgrades. Alright, first scanner upgrade, we got 88 on flora and 74 on fauna. Grenades are deadly. Placing the scanner and returning fast by clicking RMB, and then you shoot the grenade against the scanner and you're dead. You live in generation 45 now. I think I'm only in Gen 5 on this save, but it's mostly grenades. You disregard scanner upgrades personally. Yeah, you said that before, and you didn't really say why, but we obviously don't need the money at this point. I think I just... Knowing that I could see large numbers when I scan things versus small numbers, I think it's going to bug me to see small numbers. Right now, that's the reason I'm putting them back in, not because I need the extra units. Now, if we quit to mode select, is that good enough? Do we have to quit to desktop? I've never really tested that. Let's test it. We could have just loaded the save too, right? I didn't even have to quit. We could just load the save and everything would respawn. I haven't done a lot of save scumming in No Man's Sky, you can tell. You don't like being shown a sodium plant that's a billion miles away. Yeah, alright. Fair enough. Scanner. Mining beam. So it has a plasma launcher in it, and I don't know if I'll destroy that or what, but if we use this slot for another mining beam upgrade, we can always move the terrain manipulator. We go pulse spitter and a few mods. We actually have 1 extra slot after that. I mean, we could keep the plasma launcher and just have it in there. You don't have to charge it up and use it. Which would mean we just, yeah. Stick a pulse spitter and a few mods in those last few slots. Yeah. Of course there are portal addresses that lead you to nice multi-tools. Yeah, there are. And the ships you want. But I'd rather find it. Why do we play? I don't know. Load that autosave. we go back to the Ecol system, I think it'll still be empty. At least for now, it'll still be empty on the multi-tool vendor. Found a planet that spawns a blue squid. Nice. Squid ship. At first I was thinking creatures. Blue squid ship. Particular blue or
Product received. Product received.
It's gonna be your rifle. Yeah, I couldn't blame you for doing that. Beam module. Mining. Okay. $71, $66, $88, and $65. Yeah, so even though we bought this on the same merchant, and it might have had the same price adjustment each time we bought it, the range of stats were quite varied. Right now, this doesn't have any weapon on it besides the plasma launcher. I should put in something. I mean, we just got to hit the freighter if I want to put a pulse spitter back in. Or we could put a bolt caster in real quick, but why not just go make the pulse spitter bullet freighter. Nice. Nice, colorful, warm blue color. Glad you found the color that you like. The squid that I found was black and white, which is kind of perfect. So I'm good with that. Finding the black and white squid, but I haven't found it in the. I found it in a 17.5. I haven't found the 20 slot. I haven't really camped for it though. Let's see. I want to clean this stuff up while I'm here. Well, alright, let's clean up a little. Black and white, never seen? Well, let me show you. It's right here. There she blows. Black and white with zebra stripes.
Sorry, Commander. Just came in over a secure channel.
Jake, hello there. Why not? Both make the ship a flying Grim Reaper. That's a big ship. Yeah. Jake, thank you, man. Thank you. Cheers to you. I appreciate that greatly. Yeah, I like it. I do like it. And the the little tips that stick out are blue. Yeah, she's a beauty. I think it's a 17. A 17 plus 5. Be nice to find the 20 slot sometime. Jake, I hope you're doing all right out there. Thank you again. Hey, outsider. You want to buy the ship? But didn't you just find the blue that you like? Zero Nimbus. What's up? Hello. Oh, I was gonna put the rest of the glass in here, but I already didn't have room. That's the glass ship, I guess. Okay. How are things going in WoW for you these days? Where's the deuterium? There we go.
Technology installed.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, maybe a pistol and an A-class, but It's the first cool alien weapon I've found. Only ever seen one other weapon with even a little crystal in it, and it was a small pistol, C-class, normal-looking pistol with a little crystal sticking out the top. I guess that would have been an experimental. No. God. Like I'm not. It's not possible, huh? I thought it was. Buy or sell. I thought you could. Isn't that what people were trading? Isn't that how people were trading value and stuff? I finally hit $1 billion. Not that it. I mean, what are you gonna buy with $1 billion? But I did finally hit $1 billion. Gonna clean some stuff up on the freighter, and then I didn't. Oh well. Well, we got the mods. Let's jump back. We want to try and play with the possibility that it might spawn again on the space station, just to see if and when it does. I don't know. Got a reference to Winnie the Pooh. This is in WoW, and it's well placed. Yeah, all right. You just threw the screenshot of it up in Discord. I'll check it out after the stream. Alright, we don't need to hunt for mods anymore. I wanted to make my multi-tool useful again for mining. You know, the basics. So we've reloaded the game, released a couple saves. It's not going to change anything when we go back to where we found the weapon. We could do, assuming it's going to be empty when we go over there. We're going to be taking a break soon too, but we could just warp around and then warp back to the system after warping to 3 or 4 others. Near the end of the stream, maybe we warp back here and just take a look, see if anything's changed, see if it's respawned at that point, or if it stays forever empty. If it stays empty, we'll check it again another day, just out of curiosity. Maybe we're not leaving the system yet. I'll always raid a planetary depot. And they seem to have fixed these missions. If you get sent back to a depot you've already been to, they seem to respawn properly now, so you can still complete them again. At least this version. Let me add a caveat to that. Has anyone taken missions off of their freighter and had them just be really messed up in terms of being able to complete them? And it was a raid a planetary depot or a raid a planetary harvester and you get a 5-star alert. Think of how messed up that is. You can't go turn it in without getting the planetary system authority on you. If the turn-in is not on the planet, but the turn-in is up here, then you get boned when you try and go to turn it in to clear the alert. Anyways, I don't recommend taking missions from freighters. There's some goofy stuff. But the planetary depot missions, I will do those. Kill a Sentinel quad for some enriched carbon. Yeah, that can go with the semiconductors we picked up to make some superconductors. Deliver. So this is likely to go to another system. We're going to have to warp to another system. And you know what? We said we were going to warp to another system anyway, so there's one of them. Right there. Won't be a rich system, but it'll be a system. I'm not going to mess with the planetary harvester. I probably would have if it was Merchant's Guild. So let's confirm that it's empty over here. Empty after reloading some autosaves, teleporting around, no effect. Yeah, another galaxy. All right, we'll come back to that. The depot and the Sentinel quad.
Message for you, Commander. Just came in over a secure channel.
We are woo! Yeah, man. Thank you. Cheers. Out there, if you're lurking out there.
I am assuming direct control.
Good to see you, man. Thank you very much for your most extended, most generous support all this time, man. Thank you. I hope you're doing all right out there. It's the wrong emote. Yeah, the wrong one slipped out, huh? So the pulse spitter has not been upgraded, but I bet it doesn't matter too much. Actually, it feels to me like the damage bonus on the weapon applies. This is an unupgraded pulse spitter, and I'm getting a lot more damage from it than my old pulse spitter. Where are the quads at? Quad back there. Did it really not? Did it even happen with the plasma grenade? Not go off? Woo, getting by. Getting by ain't bad some days. Getting by is like a target anymore. Here's to getting by. Waiting to break the alert before leaving the planet. Here, let's just hit some more. Wait, did the timer go back up? Did I get spotted again and the timer went back up? Yuck! I never really pay much attention to it when I'm just flying around, but that can happen. Oh, it was the damage, huh? Damaging things. Alright. Sentinels don't like it when you damage things, so that's consistent. jumps do we want if we're gonna loosely test this? How many jumps do we want to make to test it?
Technology recharge.
This one for mission will be our first. Oh, what a mess. This.
No free slots in suit inventory.
Pirates are gonna come after us for the superconductors, but
Product constructed.
probably come after us for something else anyways. Okay, good luck. Unstable plasma. We got extra from breaking down odds in gold gun. A little bit of everything from that depot and wherever else it came from. One of these is a delivery item, so we don't want to accidentally ditch that. And the glass and the nav data that we're not using. Okay, wanted to make some room so I don't hit a wall all of a sudden. So let's make at least 4 jumps, maybe 5 jumps, and then come back. And we can waypoint that system off of the discovery list when we want to come back to it. We're going to a sustainable Vy'keen system. It's a Vy'keen system. I realize it's not wealthy, but I'd still be tempted to see what ships are here, what fighters are here. I like my Firestorm. But
Navigational data received.
tropical planets. Verdant planet. Clean up some of the extra junk we're carrying.
Units received. Units received.
Good.
Units received. Units received. Units received. Units received.
Broiling humidity. Broiling humidity. Is that worse than boiling? I'm not sure. Broiling? Would you rather boil or broil if you had to choose? See that fighter that just landed? Reflection of the sun. Tempting, tempting. Let's just fly in there and see if it goes somewhere. Wall! It was tempting, though. Let's see, now that I got those scanner mods in, let's see what we're getting. Right now we're getting for Flora 61k. We're getting more for Flora than whatever I had set up before. We get for Fauna 129, so that would be for a, I don't know what we call it, a common? Is that a common? Common. Coward. Bird for coward. I do wish they would tell us what the words are. Give us not just the English, but the Vy'keen or Gek or Korvax. Challenge. Command. And glorious.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Lovely. Visitation of Alriand. Something, 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 warrior body. Restore something power. I become part of a strange new reality. Ancient rock opens. Inside, the dried out heart of an ancient warrior is strung up between wooden pillars. It pulses slowly as it hangs there, still beating. Lying below it on a dusty floor are a set of wrinkled lungs that look forever doomed to wheeze stale air. A desiccated eyeball stares up at me unblinking. Not sure how much of a clue we have. Warrior body restores something power. We can respectfully depart. We could place the lungs. Are we trying to put the body together? Place the lungs with the heart? Well, I would say let's not shoot the heart, but maybe lungs with heart or respectfully depart. Should I stay or should I go now? Well, right. The heart and lungs pulse in harmony. The monolith's power is restored. Your standing with the Vy'keen, which is already maxed, has been increased. You've learned the Atlas word for special. Well, that's special. Isn't that special? I hear creatures. If there's anything else around to scan, I'm curious what we'll get for a rare. I think we were getting 500k with the previous setup, and it doesn't matter just because I want to know. It's going to be lower. I think it's going to be short of 500k. I don't have any of those 9,000% fauna mods. Some of these storms, there's nothing to see. Obliterates all. Ah, those colors. Not picking up a mission, but seeing if he's doing anything else. The Vy'keen High Command has placed this system under temporary democratic rule until a state of emergency is lifted. The warrior shows me multiple candidates for the system Primarch. Choose the strongest, the wisest, or the pro-Gek candidate. This is really? There's a Vy'keen asking, right? Isn't strongest the only option the Vy'keen is going to care about? Right. Yeah! Pleased with my choice. Giving me a gift and encouragement. Really? What was the gift? I think I missed the part with the gift. It's fine. Cool looking Vy'keen, so. Alright, let's make another jump. Even though there's a verdant world in this system, my thought when we started this stream was, let's just go boots on the ground somewhere and run. In which case a verdant world would be perfect. Do we go turn in? I don't think we even stopped at this space station here yet. Hello, Sea Star. Some hot rain in there. Well, at least we can put it behind us. Greetings. See how some of the weather followed us here to the space station? It's not actually raining, but it's kind of hazy. What's with that bug? It's a pretty recent bug. Atmospherics from planets can follow you to space station, and then they stick there. Plasma launcher, mining beam. Keep an eye out for pulse spitter mods. Your ship is still steaming. Yeah, when I was shopping for this ship, it was in a system where the space station had bugged out into one of the monochrome, the desaturated, not really monochrome, but the desaturated, almost black and white views, and couldn't reset it by reloading. Just nothing. Just was not resetting. Even though I knew the ship, what it looked like, it was kind of a pain. All these ships are flying in, and I'm waiting for the S-Class version of it, and everything's without color, which I think is cool sometimes, but it was not the time for it. Take a look. Well, deliver. They'll take us to another system. Why not? Instead of picking a system to jump to, we'll let you can pick a system for us to jump to. That's fine. Raid, scan, photo, kill, locate. No, I did, because I had spotted it. Alright, let me add a little to that. I did because I had spotted it on, I think it was on the monochrome world where that effect came from, where I first spotted it. But when you go into photo mode, it will clear a lot of the effects. So if there's a storm, you can kind of clear the storm, or if it's dark, you know, you can place the sun in the sky and get a good look at something. So I was pretty sure it was orange, but I was having a hard time telling exactly, like, what was the extra little bit. I think this is orange, and it's kind of a peach. Depending on the coloring, it might even look a little pink, but it's basically orange and then a different orange. And I couldn't tell if it was orange and red or what. And these metal plates on the side kept catching red light, and it was a little hard to tell what color it was, but I was pretty sure it was a good orange. Anyways, yeah, it was a mess beyond that, because even the photo mode, which clears the atmospherics, would not clear the desaturation effect. So, oh yeah, it was weird. Not very exciting, but weird. Mission selected. Say home base. Is it taking us back to the system we were just in? We're just bouncing back? Our current mission. Destination reached. But no. What do you mean? What are you talking about? You are here and it's... How about no? But you're failing to give us a line? Obviously you want us to jump to... somewhere. So that's the system that we want to eventually end up back at. You know, let's make a few more jumps before going back there. So forget this mission. Let's just pick somewhere else. Flourishing Testy Gek. 5 planets. Star. Yeah, a good ship. Good ship. Oh, it's a short one too. Can you tell what color it is? All right, everybody, think S-Class. don't hit the rest of the fleet with my phase beams. Hello, pretty sure I'm hitting you. Oh, die? Like black and navy blue. Let's go take a look.
Navigational data received.
This is almost visually almost the same as the one we've got, which is black and red. The one we've got is a 34 slot. Which is maximum slots. We will probably never upgrade from it. We're gonna have to get really lucky in both ship appearance and stats if we ever upgrade to an SC3. So, what are you flying around? This is well, not bad. Not bad, but so it was green. Boy, you just can't tell in space. What a weird color combo. A green and a blue. Can you see that there's a blue on there? Kind of a navy blue and then a weird green. Compare a little. Got a red and black 34 slot. That's, I mean, not a bad find. A class, 31 slots. I don't want your ship, but thank you. Enordita, hello from Brazil. Hello, Colorado. Did look a bit like a toy ship, didn't it? Shade, hello. Pop in at the station. Terraforming catastrophe. Rotting. Ooh, a rotting planet. Let's go there. And a boiling planet. Well, this is not a very exciting system, is it? Alright.
coming in.
Hey, thank you for the host as well. I suppose we should be looking at the weapons on these systems we jump to, just in case we find an S-class on a space station, because separate from finding an alien rifle, we find a space station with an S-class weapon on it, then it might be worth farming in the system to see what other kinds of weapons are in the system, and then you could get an S-class version of one of those weapons to spawn. Attempting to try replacing one of the scanner mods I have just to see if we get a better one. We end up with scanner mods 66 and 71. That's not very strong in either category. All right, let's try replacing the 66 and 71. See if we get something better.
Product received.
And on the off chance, let's see what's there. It's a C class. All right, never mind. There's lore. Lore, not really story. Lots of lore anymore, though. You like the new gun? We just stumbled into it at the beginning of the stream, and then I was fussing about whether or not we could find a better version in this. Anyways, we're talking about ways to possibly manipulate the table to get a better version, but 66 and 71 for fauna. Okay, big bucks, no Emmys. 93 flora and 74 fauna. Well, it's a definite improvement. Cool. A totally unimportant improvement to stuff that doesn't matter, but an improvement nonetheless. Toilgek Wreck. Now that's just a perfect name, isn't it? Toilgek Wreck. Pyrite. Locate a missing person. Hunt pirates. Alright. Pirates for nanites. No sweat. We'll do that on our way out of the station. Locate. We're gonna have to bribe someone in all likelihood, but merchant rep. We need merchant's guild rep. A little bit more. I would do this for merchant's guild rep, but it's pyrite. I got a stash of pyrite. Nah, I don't want to mess with it. And I may as well grab this so we can replenish some of the nanites I've been spending here.
Warning. Threat detected. Threat detected.
You running? Yeah, because we got a kryptonite gun. There you go. That's what I should be aiming for. The missing persons. Where do you want us to go? Forget that trading post. This will probably be a trading post also. That's nice. Thanks. This is gonna sit up here running into the building for a little while. That wasn't awkward at all. Stream of radioactivity.
Extreme hazard.
It's getting that. Bribe 30 nanites. Seriously? Well, if someone wants a real bribe. That's a real bribe. You want nanites, huh? So be it. That light pole's gonna mess with the scanning here, isn't it? Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. Get me off the building. So, I wonder a little bit why ships don't do more of a vertical lift off of pads. It should. Give it a go. Give it a go. I don't think there's any any restrictions on it, costs or anything. Just exclamation mark Picard. It's a pretty basic one. Get off my shit. Nice spot. Nice. Why so rude? Damn. Well, yeah, it's not a special command. Any chatbot should let you do something similar. It's just a text file with different lines of text in it, manually filled out, and then a command that pulls a random line. It's a really simple command. You could do that with any of the chatbots that are out there. I don't need to stop and scan for creatures just flying around willy-nilly now. Merc, thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard. Cheers. Yeah, so Nightbot's still completely web hosted. I assume it is. I used Nightbot for a while some years ago, and I don't quite remember how it would handle something like that. Since you're not hosting text files locally, I think you could still... I'm sure it could still do some sort of random... Gotta have some way of handling something like that. Yeah, you said not Nightbot, so... I'm using Streamlabs chatbot, the chatbot formerly known as Ankbot. Ankbot got bought by Streamlabs. Here's another deliver. Well, that does keep pushing us from one system to another, which was part of our... We can find wealthy systems on our own. If I let the game push us into systems, they're not going to be wealthy systems. But you know what? What? I don't think I'm in a mode where it matters to me right now. Eventually we're going to jump back to the system we found the alien weapon in and see if the space station just stays empty forever. Salam. Adequate, mild. Yeah, that's pretty, middle of the road system.
Alert. Navigational data received.
A breached planet. Breached, huh? It's an anomaly.
Detected.
Yeah, before that hostile scan comes in, we are in a green system, and we've got an anomaly planet right in front of us. What do you think they're coming for? The superconductors? I'm betting superconductors.
Warning. Threat detected.
Superconductors.
Hostile ships approaching. Hostile ships defeated.
Now let's check out the breached planet. Try to land in the light. Breached. So what are we gonna find here? All good. Nightshade, it's all good. That's what chat's for. Nice. Okay. What are these? You know what that means? We should be able to find one of those Stargate-like. We might be able to find one of those weird Stargate-like
Message for you,
lore
Commander. Just
boxes.
came in over secure channel.
Green leader, 10 months and counting. Cheers. Green, cheers to you out there. Thank you so much for all your support. You are indeed lurking out there right now. Thank you so much. I think you might be lurking out there. Yeah. Cheers. You're welcome. Sea Star had asked, sorry, did you mean you're already Oh, sorry, I had missed your question. But I'm gonna kind of go with Captain's answer. Pirates coming in to take stuff. I don't know. I don't intend to let them kill me. I don't think, do they take it? I don't know what happens if you die in space. I know that no one will hear you scream though. But, I just try not to die. Let's see. Looking for maybe, how long? I know I should have aliases for commands that are maybe a little more familiar. Common in other channels. They always do that. So that line from Picard, that's the last line in Next Gen. Spoiler, it's the last line in the show. There's two things. There's a cooldown on it. There's probably a cooldown on it. And also, there's not that many quotes in it. So, I mean, if you start hitting up Picard too often, he's going to start repeating himself pretty quickly. Some of the lists are really long, some of the quote lists are really long, but Picard's is not that long. Alright, I'm not seeing any of these terminals on this planet. They might still be here, but thought I'd look. We're gonna take one break today and go a little further, a couple hours or so more. Q really worked out for Next Gen, but the end was much stronger than the beginning. Farpoint was really it was fine. Got the show started. You haven't played in like a month. Anything new? Well, they didn't start week 3 yet. They did week 2. But then week 3 seems to be delayed. So if you missed week 1 and week 2, then you may have missed those. The things that were on the new vendor are still there, so you should be able to get the rewards if you want. You didn't really miss anything in the community events. They weren't... There wasn't a lot to them, and they were very buggy for some people. They're mostly about collecting a resource in order to get Quicksilver to turn in for new items. But people are waiting on week 3 and maybe an improvement to the system lets people catch up and get Quicksilver in other ways. Yeah, I'm gonna be, I know I keep saying break, and this was like an hour ago when I started talking about a break, but I am due for one. Let's take our break, do the turn in here, and if I can avoid going squirrel, then we'll break in just a sec here. Yep. Enjoy the snacks. I'd be munching on some good salt and vinegar chips during the break, except I ate them all already. So they're gone. Have you checked the previous system? Not yet. We've made a couple more jumps, and I haven't managed to break yet, so I'm going to take a break now. And I guess what we're looking for is just... One thing we're looking for is to see if it respawns in the station, period. We've already done some reloads and some teleporting around. Now we're actually warping to a bunch of different systems, and then we'll try getting back there. What happened to, that's the one that actually wants us to deliver something back to that system, but we were gonna make 2 more jumps after the break before we go back there. And about that break, let me actually take it. All right, let's stay there. You stay there. I'll see you all in about 10.